All right, here we go, baby. We are in the house. Thank you for checking out the live stream. I'm glad that you're in the house. I'm glad that you're checking it out. As I said, holla, mwah. Happy Wednesday. We're doing it. We're doing it. We are live. April 15th. It is not time to do your taxes. You don't have to do your taxes today because they pushed it back to the July 15th. No worries. Although, I don't know about your state taxes, so you definitely want to check out if that is due. Because if you're not even touching those things, you might need to check them out. Also, thank you so much for checking out the live stream. I've had so much fun with these live streams. This is my favorite thing to do. I enjoy doing the live streams. I'm gonna say I like doing the live streams even more than I like doing. Ooh, let's get some more light. Ah, even more than I like doing the videos, the video logs. Video logs are super fun, and I get a lot out of them, and I know other people get a lot out of the video logs, but the live streams have that interactive component that makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. Beautiful. So I got a bunch to cover today. First and foremost, let's go ahead and let's check out our topic for today. So we're going to talk a little bit about spirituality, a little bit about the carbohydrate that we need to cut out of our life. That is the macro that we need to cut out of our life. Comedy. And then I'm also going to be doing an unboxing. I'm going to be unboxing my new mask, my training mask. And that's going to help me to stay healthy and happy and safe. Not just me, but you as well. Goodness gracious. This is what it's all about. It's all about doing the best that we can to be the healthiest, best versions of ourselves. That's really what it's all about. If you listen to my video logs, when I start them off, I go, holla, my name's Tim. Thanks for checking it out again. And what I do is I improve your life. And that's what I try to do every day. Try to improve your life. So I'm going to do some information for you that's going to help you with your health. I'm not 100% sure how many ladies are going to be watching this, but if you're a lady out there and you're watching this, you will definitely get some benefits, but not everything here is going to pertain to you. So I'm going to start off with this one right here. Number one favorite tool for health. Oh my goodness, did I forget to bring it down? I think I did. I have a whole bunch of supplements. Dude, I left them upstairs. I'm not going to go get them. I'm just going to let it be. I don't want to leave you right when I first started. I might go grab it in a second. But this is one of the things I'll go over. First and foremost, I take a supplement called 5-HTP. 5-HTP. So 5-HTP is 5-hydroxytryptophan. And what that does is it makes your body create serotonin. And that puts you into a great mood. It relaxes you, it chills you out, and it makes you more calm. So it gives you a better sense of overall well-being. 5-HTP. Now, I don't take it every day, and I don't recommend that you take it every day. I say take it one day, see how it feels. I like to take it every other day, and I take 50 milligrams of 5-HTP when I take it. I actually have a bottle of 100 milligram 5-HTPs, but they come in capsules, so if you feel so inclined, you can actually pop open the capsule and you can pour half of the contents of the capsule into a sports drink or into your protein shake, and you can take it in your 5-HTP like that, and you can actually double your amount of 5-HTP. So, for example, I have, say, a bottle of 60 pills, capsules. That's going to last me twice as long because I only recommend 50 milligrams. If you are feeling super depleted emotionally and mentally, then maybe pop 100. The only warning I have for that is that it can make you have a headache, and you're gonna get it like right here. It'll be like in your left front, like your left neocortex. So that's one of my secrets is 5-HTP. That's gonna be for mood. The other thing that I really recommend is to take nootropics. I take a substance called Alpha Brain, and it's from On It Labs. It's so clutch. I actually took an Alpha Brain right before I started this video log, this live stream, because I wanted to be as sharp as I could. The number one thing that you're going to notice with Alpha Brain is that it's going to increase your ability to speak fluidly, string words together. It's so beneficial for communication. It's going to make your memory a little bit sharper, and it's also going to make your concentration and focus a little bit sharper without making you feel overly anxious or jittery. I recommend this. I recommend some sort of nootropic, and it will enhance your dreams like a mofo, like a fothermucker. So if you want to have good dreams, please be my guest and take Alpha Brain. I took a pill of it. I bought my dad a bottle of Alpha Brain pills. I do it occasionally if I have an extra little bit of cash around. I'll throw my dad a bottle of Alpha Brain. Why wouldn't I? I love the guy. Now, you can also get it as a powder, and it's flavored, and you get a little scoop, and you throw that in there. I never even do a full scoop. It actually has a little bit of I think it's like black pepper in the powder version. It's got a little bit of spice to it. And I find that the powder is actually a little bit more, that makes me a little bit more amped up. I'm the kind of guy that likes to be amped up. I'm naturally full of energy, so if I get a little bit more energy in my body, it does not bother me. So as far as that's concerned, that's another one of my tips. It's first off 5-HTP. Secondly, I take a nootropic like Alpha Brain for memory, for focus, for drive, and for enhanced communication, as well as for. I'm always about being focused as well as being calm. I want to be calm at the same time. So you want to have all your mental faculties because what's going to make you most optimized in life. You also know that people judge you based off of how well you communicate. The person who's the best at communication is going to be seen as the person who's most intelligent. So when you can become a great communicator, you can get your point across. And you don't want to be too anxious at the same time. That's what the benefit of speaking slowly is all about. Being calm, deliberate, and speaking slowly. It can help make you more powerful with your message. So that is something that I wanted to share with you. Those are just two of the supplements I mentioned. I am going to go back up there and I am going to grab that in a moment. I want to tell you this. This is a little Yeti cooler. I don't know if you've ever seen this. This is a great company, Yeti. They make these coolers, and they can keep your stuff warm, and they can also keep it nice and cool, and also keep it fresh. So I made overnight oats. Last night I prepared them, and then today I had them for breakfast. Oh my gosh, that is my new go-to meal. That's my new go-to breakfast. If you're eating carbs, we'll talk about carbs a little bit later, but you take a normal serving of oats, which is a half a cup, and then you take whatever you're going to add to them, whether you do water or milk. I used almond milk today, and I put half a cup of almond milk, half a cup of oats. Then I had some blueberries. I had a few raspberries. I threw those in there. I took 1 tablespoon of jelly, strawberry jelly. I threw that in there as well. And then this is the thing that I did that It was the most, it's a game changer. You do not have to do this. It's totally optional. My my friend is named Costco, and you can go to Costco and you can get these. These are the Kirkland brand nut bars. It's got almonds, cashews, pecans, and it's got some sea salt. And salt is so good when you add it to oatmeal. It will kick up every other flavor within the oatmeal. You think like, why do I want to put salt in my oatmeal? I don't want my oatmeal to be salty. I don't want that. The salt helps to enhance the rest of the flavors. So you don't have to add any salt. The salt's already put in here, so you don't have to add it to the oatmeal itself. And then it's got like they like drizzled chocolate on it. I take this and I chop it up with a knife, and then I threw that in there, and I just covered it up. Now I put a little plastic wrap on top of it too, and then I just put it into the fridge. And I did to that yesterday at like 6 or 7 o'clock at night. And then today I had breakfast around, I guess, noon is when I had breakfast. Okay, so I just took everything in here. I poured it right out and went. It popped right out. This is like non-stick on the inside, so I just rinsed it with water and it's clean all over again. That's why these are so clutch. And I put it in the microwave 1 minute. I went like, whatever, just, wash my face or something. I came back a minute later, poured that right into a bowl. I stirred it up, and then I just started eating that. It was amazing. It was amazing. You can set this up and it's good for 5 days. So you can set up your whole entire week. You can set up on Sunday night. You can get yourself set all the way till Friday. And you don't have to use this container or anything like that. I just like it because it's like definitely trendy and cool. So Yeti's not giving me anything for this, by the way. I'm just sharing it with you because I like it so much. So that was overnight oats. So you don't have to sit over the stove and actually cook it, because cooking your oatmeal will take you at least 5 minutes if you wanted to make it warm. But microwaving it is 1 minute, and then putting all that stuff together in there, that's it's less than 5 minutes. So if you're really optimizing and you don't have any time, you've got your time back. I've given you 3-4 minutes, right? And if you do it all at once at the beginning of the week, then you've saved even more time. And then you can talk about putting together your lunches and whatnot. Now, that is a great way to start your day, and it fits really well into meal planning. Meal planning is one of the keys to dropping the weight that you're trying to drop and becoming more fit, more lean specifically. Because if you can plan your meals, then you can actually really figure out where you're going wrong with your diet. Because a lot of times it's what's slipping in during snack time. If you can cut out snacks by planning your meals, you'll lose weight. I'm talking about within 2-3 days, you'll start to actually see a change in the scale. So, meal planning. Now, my recommendation for meal planning is this: when you start to approach this weight loss journey, in the very beginning, just write down everything that you're eating each day. You don't have to change anything. Just spend a day, 2-3 days writing down everything you're eating. You got a little, this is kind of large, but if you have something like this and you're keeping it, in your hoodie or whatever, just writing down everything you're eating. And I'm telling you, you don't have to change anything that first day or few days. Just write it down. You'll start to see what you're doing. I noticed when I did that I spent 1,083 calories on food I did not need to eat. I ate it out of boredom. I ate it for mouth pleasure. I ate it because I am a victim of my own sugar addiction. And 1,083 calories, goodness gracious, that's almost a third of a pound. And depending on what type of calories they are, it can manifest itself into even more weight on the scale. So, starting to like write your stuff down is going to be very, very clutch for your weight loss and for just meal planning. So, let's start this week. let's finish this week and let's go all next week. Let's plan our breakfast and let's eat a similar breakfast every day. So I recommend the oatmeal overnight oats for breakfast. And one day you can do it that way, where we have the berries and the chocolate built in there. Another day you can do like a chocolate with a peanut butter. Another day you can do just strawberries and like some cream if you want to. You can do some heavy cream. Another day you can do a little bit of vanilla extract. Another day you can do granola and apple. So now you've got all these different ones. You can do a peach day one day. And you've done oatmeal every day, but you've added different mix-ins to it. You can even do like crunched up pieces of bacon, like bacon bits, and then you can make it kind of savory and butter, and that can be your oatmeal breakfast. And you're kind of going to stay within the same bandwidth as far as calories are concerned. If you can start your day off with a healthy breakfast, then it's going to give you a lot of positive momentum for the rest of your day when you start off with a healthy start. When you start off with a big stack of pancakes drowning in syrup, and then you get some like fake me out sausage, yeah, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to want to grab a bacon double cheeseburger for lunch. It's not going to be a good start. And I eat breakfast like 10 o'clock. I wake up and I try to do some sort of exercise or some sort of activity before I eat breakfast, just so that I can give myself as much time between my last meal the night before and my first meal the next day. That's how we start our breakfast. So that's how we start our day, and we're gonna build our week around good breakfasts. That's a lot of positive changes that you can make just in one week by just fixing one meal, and those are going to be healthy carbs. They're still carbs. I was talking about cutting out the carbs. Those are not processed carbs. Those are whole carbs. It's oats. It's oats. It's not processed carbs, and it's not even bread. Like bread is a processed carb. We're going for cutting out any sort of processed carbs or refined sugars. So that's going to be our carb for breakfast. You can also do other carbs throughout the day, but if you can cut those out and then replace that in the beginning of the day, you're going to be on point, yo. Okay, so that's good for our cutting out the carbs part, and that makes me happy. I'm going to go ahead and let's check out what's going on with our... Okay, let's go ahead and let's check out what's going on with the live stream. Cool. Hey, what's up, Aaron C? You just reminded me to make to take my allergy meds. Positive, positive, taking your allergy meds. Hey, did you know that if you look at my hair, it's so freaking weird. Did you know that if you take local honey, that can actually help you with your allergies? I've heard that. I'm not 100% sure if it's completely true, but I have heard that if you eat local honey from bees that are from the general area where you live, that will help you with your allergies. Because the plants and the pollens that you're getting are also going to be kind of localized to where you live. Give me 1 second here. Glad you joined. Glad you joined, Aaron. Let me put my hair up. You know what? I look like Ezekiel, the king from The Walking Dead a little bit with these dreads. And I don't know, if you watch the show Tiger King, I'll tell you what. Ezekiel from The Walking Dead is the real Tiger King, not Joe Exotic. First and foremost. Ooh, is this wet? This is because of the dreads. The dreads got my hair wet. I'm gonna make savory pancakes for dinner. You're gonna make savory pancakes for dinner? Oh, yummy. Well, I want to tell you one thing first and foremost. Those pancakes, eat dinner early. Eat dinner early, because those carbs that you eat at night, they got to get burned off. Because if you don't burn them off before you if you don't burn them all off, man, they're gonna stay on your body and they're gonna be stored as body fat. Any excess carbohydrates that you have before you go to sleep get stored as fat. They get stored in, yeah, that the carbohydrate's gonna become glycogen, which is a fuel, and your body turns into glucose, and you're gonna have that glycogen in your muscle tissues. It's gonna make you pancakes with corn in them and cheese. All right, just don't eat them too late, bro. The cheese is good. The cheese is not bad. I'm not anti-cheese. I'm lactose intolerant, but I can do a little bit of cheese. I love cheddar cheese. I made an omelet today for lunch. Black breakfast lunch. I had oatmeal, like I mentioned, and then I had a 2 egg omelet with just cheese, roasted red pepper flakes, and then some black pepper and a little bit of sea salt. And right now, this is my I love Trinidad and Tobago mug, and in here I have some tea. I'm drinking tea. Corn pancakes and cheese. All right, Aaron, that sounds yummy, bro. That sounds yum yum. I'm not super keto, but I do respect the ketogenic diet. This is a big tip for you all. If you can keep your grams of carbs below 100 for a week, you will drop some weight. You're trying to be pescatarian? Pescatarian's not a bad move. Not a bad move at all. I'll tell you one thing that I really like about the pescatarian. It's not as limited as people would say. You can do your you can do all your shellfish if you do shellfish, and then you've got so many different varieties of fish. My favorite fish is salmon. Love it. I love salmon. I also like a good tuna and sushi. Who doesn't like some sushi, right? Sushi's kind of fun. It's kind of exotic, right? A little sushi. I actually like catfish too. Some people think catfish is like poor people food, right? Catfish, crabs, lobsters. It looks like you're eating an insect. You know, you eat like a lobster or a crab. My mom mostly eats veggies, eggs, and fish, so I want to copy her. Dude, copy who is doing it right. That's the thing. And when I say carbs, you can eat as many vegetables as you want to eat. You can eat as many vegetables as you want. And when I'm talking about carbs, I'm saying you can eat sweet potato. Sweet potato is good. White potato, not so good. You can eat. I don't recommend rice. I don't recommend rice. And I'm not super big on corn, and that's just from a digestive standpoint, but that's okay. And I don't recommend beans. I do not recommend beans. I think that beans are to be eaten in moderation, and not all beans are created equal. So, for example, I don't really recommend you eat a lot of garbanzo beans or chickpeas. That's what they're called. First off, depending on your constitution, those will give you gas like you are trying to kill a nation. That's what that will do. But for some reason, when it's hummus, it's okay. But have you ever eaten a lot of nuts and then had incredible gas from eating a lot of nuts? Like nuts and legumes and beans. If your body is not used to eating them, when you eat them, you're just going to be like, and there's different makes and models of those farts, obviously, and you're just like, I can't even go out. You can't, you won't, you shouldn't even eat certain things if you have things planned. What's the difference between a garbanzo bean and a chickpea? I don't think there's any difference whatsoever. I actually think it's exactly the same. Why don't you just check that out, man, and let's find out. I think, but they're I think they're actually the same beans. I'm gonna look it up too. Whoever wins, garbanzo bean garbanzo bean versus chickpea. While the two names seem unrelated, they are in fact the same bean. A chickpea or garbanzo bean both refer to the plant in the legume category with the scientific name Cicer eritinum. Because they're so popular, chickpeas and garbanzo beans are used interchangeably across the US to mean the same thing. There you go. There you go. Apparently, if you soak it, it'll maybe make it less stinky for your butt. Great. We just learned something, didn't we? I was pretty sure that was the case. I wouldn't pay $100 for a garbanzo bean on me. No way. I wouldn't pay $100 for a garbanzo bean on me. Is that something? Did I miss something? Yeah, dude, that's wild. Hmm. Yeah, those things are, they do but they can make but I'm if I'm not mistaken, this is how you make hummus. Now, you know what I had? I had split peas yesterday. Split pea. So a split pea was totally, let's see, split pea. Okay, right. So I had a split pea dal, and that was did nothing. Didn't do anything to me. Look. I just pulled up split pea, and split peas are an agricultural or culinary preparation consisting of dried, peeled, split peas. Um, right. So 671 calories in 1 cup, 119 grams of carbs, 50 of fiber. This is so it's not. When you look at the fiber, the grams, that's great. But when you look at the sugar 16 grams, not great. The total grams of carbs. This is what I'm talking about when I tell you to keep your carbohydrate intake lower. What I'm talking about when I say keep your carbohydrate intake lower than 100 grams, I'm talking about total grams in a day. So, for example, if you ate 1 cup of simply just 1 cup of not chickpeas, split peas, and say it was with dal, and then you put it on some brown rice, you'd be so far over your carb intake for the day but you'd be all right because you wouldn't take in that many calories. But if you really wanted to lose weight, your body's going to preferentially use that carbohydrate source as energy. And then if you are eating other things, it's going to still have to burn that. But it's going to have to burn through other things, like it's going to have to burn through the protein, synthesize that. It's going to use the fat, and you can just screw yourself up. If you just cut carbs out, it's going to change that up. Okay, I wouldn't pay $100 for a garbanzo bean on me. That's the difference. What's the difference between a garbanzo bean and a chickpea? I wouldn't pay $100 for a garbanzo bean on me. That's the difference. Okay, I fucked that punchline a lot. Ha, Aaron, dude, hilarious, dude. All right, I'm talking a lot about this stuff. So let's let's see. Let's get a little jokes in here. Okay, I'm gonna go to my Twitter and I'm gonna run through some of the jokes that I had from last night. Now, this is the one thing I have. I have a stack of material that I have a stack of material that I'm going through, and I'm turning it into jokes. And if you ever see me do like a whole bunch of tweets in a row, that's me spitting out jokes from my notes. Oh my God, there's some people that have been following me on Twitter for seriously more than 6 years, right? And I've known them casually through the internet, maybe like DM'd them once or twice. Some of them are just ornery people. Like I don't see them as happy people. And I was looking at one of these tweets. This is not from me. This is from one of my followers. Fuck Tiger King and all you idiots that think that's entertaining. I'm gonna just go thanks a lot, appreciate it. I was gonna go thanks a lot, appreciate it. That's so ridiculous. See, that person says that's super aggressive. I think I'm gonna. You know what? This is what I'm gonna do. That energy is super negative. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna mute this person for a minute. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm putting people in timeout. You gotta put people in timeout. What's the difference between a garbanzo bean and a chickpea? I've never had a garbanzo bean on my face. Nice, nice. You can do when you do the what's the difference between two things that are exactly the same. What you can, I'm just saying like how you can do a joke. I'm not telling you like that that's the bad joke. Well, you can do this. It's like so. What's the difference between a garbanzo bean and a chickpea? You can go the way it's spelled and pronounced because there's no difference. You can do that. If you're really slick, you can pull that punchline off, right? Or you can do the what's the difference between ketchup and catsup? Same thing. Same thing. What's your difference between your mother and a whore? Huh. The way they're spelled and pronounced. Wow. Boom, we just hit our 30-minute mark on this live stream. I'm so excited. So excited. We're already halfway in. Dude, I got plenty of time to do. I got plenty of time. Not even tripping, son. Yeah, so I don't know if you're familiar with this. On Twitter, you can mute people. So the muting is about not wanting to block somebody, but you're tired of their shit. So you just mute them. And that way you don't have to see any of their stuff, but they're not blocked. So they don't know that, let's say they look at your, I think they can still look at your stuff, even if they're muted. Muting versus blocking. Mute versus block on Twitter. I looked this up the other day. When it comes to mute, your tweets will normally appear on their profile, but you won't see their tweets or retweets on your timeline in case you follow them. Your timeline will be free of their tweets. In short, if you block someone, they cannot see your tweets, but if you mute a user, they can still see your tweets. There you go. Boom. So the thing is, if you mute somebody, then they respond to you. You can't see it. So then if they want to check on you, what happens is, I believe that if they then go to your profile, they can't see what they did when they put that out there, even though they know that they did and it exists. So then they'll realize that they're muted, and that pisses people off. But you didn't block them. You see? You see? So that's what's up with that. The reason why, it's just because I'll tell you why. I saw somebody and they were talking like a lot of shit, and then I was like, hey, you know what? The show's dope. The show's definitely dope. You should check it out. And then I guess they started watching it. They did it. They watched it, and then they put a tweet out where they're like, "Fuck you if you like this show." So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna mute you because that's fucking nasty. It sounds nasty, right? I think it's nasty. I think it's gross. So I was like, let me keep that. Let me just get that energy away from me for a hot second. Let me just cut that energy out for a hot second, for a couple of 1-2 seconds. Put you in timeout. Cool, 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 cool. Here's something for the ladies. Any ladies out there? If you want to get a guy to leave you alone, tell him he has small hands and isn't funny. I think that will work. That ought to do the trick. So some guy's trying to like, he's maybe hit on you for a few minutes, right? So he probably shook your hand. Maybe not anymore. Maybe he did the elbow, right? So after a while, he tries like one more punchline, right? Then you go, you have small hands and aren't funny. Or if you want to stop it from the moment you meet a guy, when he goes to extend your palm, shake it. And then pull your hand away and go, oh, you have incredibly small hands. Just like my uncle. That will put a nice wedge into the conversation. Very, very nicely put a wedge in there. He's going to be like, what? Uncle? He's going to get a little nervous. Next tweet. This is from 16 hours ago when I was on my tweet rampage. When someone says, you've got so much potential, they're really saying, you're a lazy screw up. Do it again. When someone says, you've got so much potential, they're really saying, you're a lazy screw up. The best way to do these jokes is in front of a live audience, I'll tell you that. Ah, my tea is cold. I was Jimi Hendrix in a past life. I just forgot how to play this time around. You know what? I love the fact that you guys are here. I absolutely love the fact that you're here and that you are listening. It makes me feel so good. Aaron C. bounced. Oh gosh. Let me go back. This is how you do an open mic. This is what a Zoom mic is like. If you do a Zoom open mic, it's a lot like this. Here's a new one. Hey, let's not get crazy here. Moves 6 feet. Let's get crazy here. Notice the 6 feet? Yeah, it's for the coronavirus crowd. This tweet was a bummer because I didn't get the feedback I believe that I should have. If you die attempting to fake your own death, I'm laughing during your eulogy. So the issue with this one is that it's the wording. It's not a bad concept, it's the wording. If you die attempting to fake your own death, I'm laughing during your eulogy. I'm laughing during your eulogy. See, it's laughing during your eulogy. It's too much yeah. It's not it doesn't flow right. But somebody dying while attempting to fake their own death is funny. So then when that happens, you're like, man, if you do this, then man, kick rocks or whatever. That's the thing. So this is the kind of joke that you would do. You take the joke, I'm gonna copy it, and then I'm gonna go over here and I have a file called jokes and I rework the joke. So it's if you're doing comedy, you got to write jokes. You have to. You write jokes and you write bits, and bits are just a whole bunch of jokes kind of put together to kind of bring people through a concept, an idea, a story, a premise. I'm a joke writer. I build my jokes and then I stack them all together and then I deliver them as this piece. If you see me perform on stage in anything that's not a real showcase, I'm just going to be doing joke after joke after joke, and they're going to kind of be like related and kind of chunky. Clunky and chunky. But in general, I'm a joke writer. Because I want to give you that bang for your buck. Okay, this is a good one. Well, this is one I like. There are barf bags on planes, but never at bars or on roller coasters. So it's a point. I'm making a point. There are barf bags on planes, but never at bars or on roller coasters. So that one, let's see. That's true. It's true. It would be cool. You would imagine that you'd imagine that they would maybe have a barf bag there. Okay, so this is what the example for this is for you comedy people out there. So this is like a premise. So if you throw a premise out there, it's going to have to be very good to get traction on Twitter. So I'm funny enough in real life that I could jazz this up, but as far as a premise, it's not a complete joke. And then as a premise, it's like, yeah, okay. But when you're on Twitter, there's a bunch of people out there, and if you have like a chick and she's like mashing her titties together, and then she says, "I love to suck dick, bring yours here," that thing's gonna have like 100 retweets and like 5,000 likes. So you're competing with that. You have to remember. So I'm gonna copy that one, and I would delete that. What I do is I delete any tweet that I have that doesn't get about 5 likes or so within 24 hours or whenever I feel like cleaning out my Twitter, whatever comes first. Oh my God, this is great. There's actually this one of, Bill Laimbeer was getting interviewed last night and they asked him who the greatest basketball player of all time was. And it was really a debate between, was it Michael Jordan or was it LeBron James? And he goes, oh, LeBron James. And I was like, okay, LeBron James might be the greatest basketball player of all time. But the thing is, Bill Laimbeer played against Michael Jordan head to head for years and years and bullied Michael Jordan on the court. And he still hates Michael Jordan. He hates Michael Jordan the way that pretty much everybody that's an ACC basketball fan hates Christian Laettner. People wear shirts now in 2020 that have a guy that shirt says "I still hate Laettner." Christian Laettner graduated from Duke in like 1992. and they have shirts that say, "I still hate Leitner." Bill Laimbeer hates Michael Jordan so bad that still that somebody says, "Who's the greatest basketball player of all time?" Oh, LeBron, definitely LeBron. So I saw this online yesterday, and I retweeted this tweet. Michael Jordan dunks on Bill Laimbeer in 1989. He dunked on him, and it's like a 3-minute video, and it shows him dunking on him from like 3 or 4 different angles, and then it actually they use the Telecaster to show multiple angles of Michael Jordan dunking on Bill Laimbeer, and they're like, he actually fouled him. But they're playing in Detroit, so the referee didn't even call a foul on Laimbeer, but he clearly fouled Michael Jordan as he dunks on him. So good. Oh, it's so good. Let's go ahead and let's check back in the live stream. Awesome. Okay, I got one viewer here. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go over to the... I'm going over to my live stream right here. I'm going to retweet with a comment. Come on in to the live stream. The water's great. Boom. That's a retweet with a comment on it so people can see. I probably should have had like a GIF added to it, but I'm doing a live stream, so I can't be doing too many things at once. Why'd you start off with all the fitness stuff, bro? You went super hard in the beginning with all that fitness, and I don't like that. I don't like that, bro. All right, let me go through these tweets a little bit more because they're so freaking fun. Okay, we did that one, that one, that one. That's the Michael Jordan one. This one got some nice little feedback. Sometimes, you know what? I think that my energy has moved into a different state of being or consciousness, and now people want not that what people want, but what people seem to like from me is they seem to like this positive information that I give. So here's the one I wrote yesterday. You know you're hanging with low frequency folks when the time you spend alone is far more satisfying than the time you spend with them. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's the infinite truth is what people want. I want to give you the infinite truth because I believe that there is an infinite truth, whereas some people believe in the idea that there can be no real truth. I disagree. I think that there are things that are just true. And that's what that is to me. Okay, let's go ahead and let's just check this out really quick. It says cruiserweight is trending. All right. Nothing. Nothing interesting. Nothing interesting. I was wondering if that cruiserweight was referring to a new division they were going to be adding to the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Apparently not. What? Look at this. Look at this. I'm gonna. Hey, you know what? Look at this. Yo, check this out. This is fascinating. This is fascinating. So I just checked my notifications, and it goes, "Ha ha ha! Took you long enough." It's from the person that I just muted. They went, "Ha ha ha! Took you long enough." You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna unmute this motherfucker. Okay, nope, not gonna unfollow. Follow. And then I'm gonna go unmute. There you go. There you go. I accidentally, what does it say? So let's say, there you go. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, that's so fun. Yeah, that's so fun. Isn't that so fun? Gosh, I got scared because you know what I did just then? I got quiet for a second. What I did was I accidentally hit unfollow when I was trying to unmute them. So then there they go. Ah, I was just like, hey, you know what? That's gross. That was just gross. Sometimes the negativity, just I don't want to fuck with it. That's all I can really say. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm tweeting. Sometimes the negativity gets to me. Yeah. Okay, that's so funny. Awesome. Awesome. That's the other thing. I'm being super honest. Being super honest is. Come on, yo. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? All right. If you jump into the live stream and you say stuff, I tell you that's what makes these things pop off. That's what makes them more exciting. Cool, 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 cool. Pushing that. Let's see. Um, that's pretty much it for that. Oh, here's another one. You know your ex wasn't right for you when they called just to say how happy they are about dumping you. That's funny. You know your ex wasn't right for you when they called just to say how happy they are about dumping you. Yeah, that's funny. Fuck that. That only got two. That only got two likes and one retweet. Retweeting it myself. Um, Here's one that got a lot of traction. I'm not looking at you funny. I'm just ugly. 6 likes. Then I put pictures of myself up, and I'm not ugly enough. I don't think I'm ugly enough to pull it off. Um, this is another one that did well. I hope you all are getting your shit together during this fucking. Oh no, I don't say. I don't say mother fucking. Did just then, but I usually say this. I say, I hope you're all getting your shit together during this mucking quarantine. Mucking quarantine. That's when I say it. Let's check this out. Oh God. So I say this, I say sometimes the negativity just gets to me and they go, you must rise above it. I must rise above your negativity. I gotta rise above your negativity. Great. Great. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now I saying I love it, and then I'm putting a heart. I'm putting a heart. Let me do that. That's gonna be so nice. Uh. What is this? What is this? What is this? What are we doing here? What the hell are we doing here? Can't stand it. I can't stand it. Oh, okay. Hey, if you're in the live stream, please hit the like button. Appreciate that, and thank you for checking out the live stream. Also, hit subscribe if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel. Make sure that you hit subscribe. It helps me grow. It helps YouTube know that I'm doing something that people like, and I appreciate it when you do. And yeah, if you want me to give you a shout out, please put something in there so I can shout you out. I'm, I really would like to shout you out. If you want to hear me do an accent, I can do a few different accents for you. I'm not sure which you like. I can give it to you, whatever you like. Hey, I just got a like. I just got a like from the viewers. Thank you so much for the like. Thank you. Gracias. Gracias. Dankeschön. Uh, how else do I say? How else do I say thank you? I don't even know how else to say thank you. What does this mean? This means I love you? This means I love you, right? And this is like, appreciate 4 concurrent viewers. 4 concurrent viewers. Ooh, I love it. I love it when I got that many viewers. The more people that are watching, the funnier I get. Oh, just lost one. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the topic at hand because I did have a actual topic for us to talk about. So we talked about fitness, spirituality. Spirituality, big one. Not all of us are really in touch with our spirituality, and I would like you to have some semblance of it. I remember years ago that I had a girlfriend and I told her that I did not believe in religion, but I wasn't atheist. And I've never been atheist, but I just was like, I don't think it's important, which is really interesting because I grew up in the church. I was an acolyte in the church that I was a member of, and then I was in like the teen. Gosh, I forgot even what they called it. Like I don't even remember what it was. But I was really into the church, and then I moved overseas, and then I kind of lost my religion, and I never stuck with it. Hey, thank you for the second like out there. I appreciate that. So for the longest time, I was without spirituality, and I feel like I'm actually naturally I have a natural proclivity towards that because I'm right brained. I have an art background. I love Eastern culture and Eastern philosophy and thought. So I was very into all that stuff. And I was doing this thing. If you if you like read horoscopes, I like horoscopes. I like personality tests. I did this. I looked at the year that I was born, and the Chinese zodiac says I'm a dog. In the year of the dog, well, I'm a dog person. This is the year of the rat. The dog in this year, in the year of the rat, is going to become more well known. They're going to become more famous. And I thought that that was so interesting because my New Year's resolution in November was to push myself this year and dedicate myself to my YouTube channel and to my stand up comedy career. That was the two main goals for this year. And I've been working steadfast on my YouTube channel and it's growing, which is beautiful. Speaking of that, if you haven't subscribed, please hit subscribe. It means a whole lot to me. It would be really cool if you did that. You would be cool if you want to be cool. So, with that being said, I uh, I started focusing on that. And the other thing that it said about the dog in the year of the rat, which we are living in right now, is that they would be wise to seek out more spirituality. So I started reading more, and I told you recently on some of the other video logs and some of the other live streams that I was reading the book The Art of Living by Bob Proctor, and then that led me to a YouTuber named Aaron Doughty, and Aaron Doughty led me to a book written by a man named Dr. David R. Hawkins, and I read his book Power versus Force, which is one of the first books he ever wrote, and then that led me to his last book that I don't even know if he finished writing it in his lifetime or if like one of his like grad students, one of his disciples finished it because it's so much easier to read. That led me to this book Letting Go. This book is dope, yo. This is a good book. If you ever follow any of these spiritual YouTubers, they've all read all the same stuff. And most of the people that you look up to, they've all read the same stuff. It all leads back to a few different people. For example, that guy Bob Proctor that I was mentioning, it leads back to Napoleon Hill. And Napoleon Hill learned from Andrew Carnegie, and Napoleon Hill is the guy who wrote Think and Grow Rich. And I know some of you have the book As a Man Thinketh. And some of you have the book Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. That dude was in the Holocaust. He was in the Holocaust, and they were torturing the guy. He was a Jewish guy, and he had to reframe the way that he thought about the situation that he was in order to be able to deal with the trauma that he was going through. That stuff is so powerful for you, especially to hear it from somebody who's already gone through that level of trauma. I mean, come on, man. For real. If you can handle that, you can handle a lot. You can become that mentally strong. You're beast. Oh gosh. I had a really good conversation earlier with a friend, and I um, I was thinking about some of the greatest entertainers that we've lost recently to suicide, and I don't know I don't know what happened to them. I can't imagine what they were going through. I don't I don't suffer from depression in the ways that these people did, and I can't pretend that I do. I might be a little hyperactive, and I might be a little anxious, but these people are super depressed, and it's always a shame when you lose a great artist as well. There was this tweet somebody put out, and it said pick your three best albums, and it was set up in like a tic-tac-toe block, 3 by 3, and I picked my three favorites, and the albums that I chose were a, a Nirvana, a Stone Temple Pilots, and a Soundgarden. Those were the albums that I chose. And I will tell you the honest truth that I probably would have chosen two different albums on there. But once I realized one of the albums that I did like of my top three of the nine was from an artist who had passed away, then I went ahead and I just chose all the ones from artists who'd passed away. And the thing that even resonates with me even more now that I'm speaking about it, I haven't had a chance to talk about this to be honest, was that two of the artists that are are no longer with us had actually committed suicide, and the third artist had a drug overdose. So it's upsetting because these artists, they're awesome. They're awesome, obviously, and that's why it's always a shame when anybody dies. People are dying all the time, even more so now. But it's always a shame when we lose somebody, but not even but. And we all know that when we lose a great artist, it's like even more it's even more bittersweet. We want them to stay, we want them to live life and have a happy life so that we can enjoy their work and they can enjoy that. So it's just always painful. Like they have so much potential to do more great things. The artists, I want to tell you the artists. Okay, so then it was Scott Weiland. He's the lead singer of Stone Temple Pilots, and he was also the lead singer of Guns N' Roses for a time, if I'm not mistaken. While Axl Rose wasn't there. Another one was Chris Cornell of Soundgarden. He passed away recently, and then the last one was Kurt Cobain. So those were the ones that I chose to honor them. It was just a tweet that somebody put out, and they were just like, pick your three favorite, rock albums from the '90s, alternative rock. Just like, no, man, it's just like it's not just that. It's also that these guys are awesome, and if this is the thing, it's like you commit suicide because of the hopelessness that you see in life, the hopelessness, and they feel helpless that they can't do anything about how depressed they are. They feel helpless. I don't. I have thought about suicide before. So when I said that I'm not like a depressed person, I don't deal with depression in that way. I've thought about suicide several times in my life. I've thought about it. That's all I'm gonna say. I thought about it. It wasn't something that I was considering in any real way. But this is the question that you get. You get a question from a psychotherapist where they say, have you ever thought about suicide? How concrete are we going to be about this? Because if you say, have I ever thought about suicide? I struggle to imagine that anyone never thought about suicide. You never thought about killing yourself? Of course you did. You imagined it, but did you really want to do it? Did you think that this was a viable? Did you consider it? Did you really consider it? Thinking about it and considering it. No, I never really considered it. I just thought about it. So yeah, I've definitely thought about it a couple times. I was depressed in those times. Uh, but these guys, they just feel hopeless. They feel hopeless and they feel helpless. And they could, if it would be like if I could tell them that just the fact that they're alive and making work, it makes other people happy. Just the fact that you're alive and you're maybe sharing how you feel about life, yet you continue to make work in spite of feeling like you want to kill yourself. If you can continue to do that, you may feel like you're hopeless, but you're making other people's lives so much more meaningful. It's so much more meaningful for somebody in a bad situation to hear how bad you feel and then see that you're transmuting these emotions into this craft, this art form, this discipline. It's amazing. There was there's so many people that we lost that I felt sad about. We've got Greg Giraldo. He's a stand-up comedian. We've got Brody Stevens, another stand-up comedian. I've met Brody Stevens during the Oddball Comedy tour. He was headlining the DC Improv, and I was working there as a door guy and an opportunity to meet him. He was in The Hangover 1, 2. He was in Funny People. So I had an opportunity to meet him. I actually to go back a long time to age myself out. I met Elliott Smith. I saw him perform live at the 930 Club in the year 2000. It was in early 2000. I saw Elliott Smith, who there is actually that would be a good movie. That would be a good movie. I'm going to write that down. Elliott Smith, Elliott Smith movie, because some people say his girlfriend killed him. That's what some people have said, that Elliott Smith's girlfriend killed him. And some people say, and that's the story, is that he stabbed himself in the heart in the bathtub. Right? But if you read his wiki, he was like on his way up at the time. So that's why that death is like clouded with a lot of stuff. But he was super depressed. But I don't know if these people knew how well they were affecting people positively if they would have done the same things. Anthony Bourdain. And I will say this about Anthony Bourdain. Anthony Bourdain, I don't look at his death as a 100% complete suicide. Because I think that a lot of these suicides are related to depressed people on antidepressants that get off too abruptly. And then what happens is they have these side effects that they talk about in the commercials. When you start hearing voices and having suicidal, these are not suicide. These are not just suicidal thoughts. They are seriously considering suicide because they're already naturally depressed. That's 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 super terrible. That's the thing that art is so important for. Art is an excellent therapy. It's catharsis. Everyone I've mentioned is an artist. That's what Mac Miller, if Mac Miller knew how much he was really positively affecting people, I don't know if things might have been a little bit different. I think that sometimes they wall themselves off. I can't tell you that I know. I can't tell you that I know. That's the thing. I'm just, I'm not just, I'm waxing on what I wish people knew who were depressed. Because Mac Miller was awesome. I think I see things like that with like Pete Davidson. That guy, I look at him and he needs somebody to pull him aside and say, dude, I've seen it before. You are going to kill yourself. You can't do this. You got to understand that you are valuable and you can't waste it. Oh, man. Yeah. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. I'm not against medically assisted euthanasia. I'm not against that for someone who's terminally ill and in old age. I'm not against that. I don't know exactly how Hunter S. Thompson did it. If you're familiar with the writer Hunter S. Thompson, I think he just got really old and was like, I'm gonna blow my brains out. That's not exactly what I'm talking about, but I think he was in a state of very much decline. But I'm not against that. But if I hear a guy who's like a black pill incel and he's talking about it's over, I want to kill myself, that is weak. So I'm against suicide in general. I understand that somebody could be at the end of their life and could be terminally ill. And as I've gotten a little bit older, I'm more against the death penalty now than I ever have been. And people can do some very, very heinous stuff. I'm talking about, I saw something on TV and this guy had killed like 12 people. And there's a difference between, there's so many different variations of murderers and things like that. But I think he was killing like nuns. I think he killed like 12 nuns. And you think you gotta execute that guy. And I think you do, but I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. I don't even think that solves that much. I'm not sure. And it's weird thinking about life and death, right? Because it's like I don't want you to kill yourself. I don't want you to like I believe in life in that way, but then if you do this much damage, man, we might need to just take you out. Yeah, it's wild. Feel free to fill out something in the live stream, of course. So ridiculous. So I wanted to talk a little. That's like spirituality and whatnot. I guess I believe that life is important. I'm not. I am pro. I am pro choice. By the way, totally pro choice. I was pro life when I was much younger. When I was into religion, as I was talking about earlier in the episode, I was very into. I was very pro life. And then one of my high school girlfriends, she was late on her period, and I immediately became pro choice. So silly and ironic. But no, I am pro-choice. But in certain situations, I want people to live. Okay. Oh, we are on day 4 of our 90-day no fap challenge, and we are focusing on our semen retention. So I hope that you guys and gals are not spilling your seed or um, engaging in any sort of unnecessary sexual activity based off of screens, animated stuff, or any of that kind of stuff. We're not doing any of that. We're not focusing on Instagram and tots. We're avoiding that stuff. So I hope you are staying off of that. That is my big hope for you. Okay, I covered spirituality. I covered carbs. I did some comedy stuff for you guys. Okay, it's time to open up the. It's time to do some unboxing. We got to do some unboxing here. Give me 1 second. I'm grabbing this. Awesome. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I said I got a new mask. This is not the mask I got. This is great. This bandana right here is gonna be dope. Powerful, right? Is it a good color? This is a good color, right? Yeah, this is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. All right, unboxing. Here we go. I got my X-Acto knife. Always want to have an X-Acto knife whenever you're at an airport or a bank, right? Okay, we are unboxing. Okay, this is my mask. In case you're wondering what I'm opening here. Okay, got a receipt. Get this thing out of here. Boom. Training mask. Training mask 2.0. Okay, let's cut this thing open here. This is not like some sort of action figure where I gotta be nice to it, obviously. Let's just cut this thing open. How do we get this thing? Got it. It's fun. Oh, it's gonna be badass. I'm so excited. Come on, Buster. You can tell I didn't get a lot of stuff growing up because I can't even open up a gift. Oh, dude, this is gonna be gangster. Okay, this is what it looks like. All right, we got this thing here. So this is right here, wraps around the back of your head, and then this is another strap. Okay, cool. Looks like it's about it. Here are some extra pieces here. I know that these things are for your airflow. Okay, so this one is a medium. Let me take this mask off here. Ooh, look at my face again. So sexy, huh? So, basically, you've got this thing. It's going to inhibit your airflow. I've got these different caps here that I can change out. And this is going to wrap around my head like this. Oops. Oh my god. Not too tight. Whoa. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, I got it. So this piece comes off here. Just wraps onto that. Yeah. Basically works like this. Yeah, I can see it. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Luke, I'm not your father. Yeah. Okay, this is going to keep me safe. All right, I'm not going to mess with that anymore. That was the unboxing of the trainer. I'll have to look up some stuff with that. That thing's serious. So that's the medium. So if you weigh between 150 and 250 pounds, you would rock the medium. And then finally, this was the other product I was going to open for you. This is a bonus. Here's a fun fact. When you're doing an unboxing, actually open it before you actually do the unboxing so that you open it better. Because I never opened that, and I know those assholes have opened those things before. Unless they're so good at opening stuff. See, I'm like excited, so I get really excited when I'm trying to open stuff. I'm like, they're waiting! They're waiting! Alright, boom. Shroom Tech. I was mentioning Onnit Labs. Onnit Labs right there, you can see. ONNIT. So this is a supplement that is going to optimize your ability to use oxygen. So energy and endurance. Energy and endurance. Now, I know that I seem like I have a lot of energy as it is. I do. I need it. I run. I'm a runner, and I need to have lots of energy to be energetic on video logs and on the internet. So this is cordyceps. I'll tell you a story about cordyceps, and then I'm going to bounce. So what cordyceps is a mushroom that grows at high altitude. So imagine Nepal. Imagine the base of the Himalayas. So there's a mushroom that grows, and then there are these caterpillars. And the caterpillars have this like body where they kind of like rah, rah, rah. They eat dirt, right? And they poop dirt. Now this fungus, which will ultimately become a mushroom, it is embedded in the dirt itself. And then the caterpillars kind of consuming the dirt. It's flowing through the caterpillar's body, but the fungus in the dirt starts to take over and co-opt the caterpillar's body. And then over time it grows and it literally hijacks the caterpillar's brain and it makes the caterpillar start to burrow its head towards the surface, and it dies. And then a mushroom grows out of the head of the caterpillar. This is all happening at a high altitude environment. And when you eat this mushroom, then you have the ability to utilize oxygen at a more enhanced rate. It's called the cordyceps mushroom. This has got that in it. So I'll take 2 or 3 of these. They actually recommend you take 4. I don't know who's taking 4 of these pills at a time. I took 2 or 3, and I was running the other day, and I was like, I'm gonna push it, man. I'm gonna push it. And I had this song called "Kings Never Die" by Eminem. It's off of the Southpaw soundtrack. And I will tell you this, the other thing. I put a scoop of this one supplement in there. I'm not going to tell you it's steroids. I'm not going to tell you it's steroids. It's not steroids. It was creatine and some other shit. But it wasn't steroids. But I put it in there and I started running. And I kicked in the last mile hard. And I was going this straightaway. And I literally was going so fast. There was people on the trail that were like, "Woo! You go, man! You go!" And like a few people were like, "Look at him go! Look at him go!" And I was just like, I was like Bobby Boucher in the movie The Waterboy. I was like, "Stop making fun of me!" And I started just becoming overwhelmed with just sheer, because I was like, I was running and I was like, I love it. I love it. I love it. I want it. I want it. Go, go, go. Push, push, push. Come on. Push, push, push. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Push, push, push. And I could feel my muscles burning my whole entire body. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, this is what I want. This is what I want. Yes. And then I was like, this is love. This is joy. And I seriously started to cry. And I was pushing as hard as I possibly could. I was not crying because I was sad. I was crying because I was experiencing unbridled joy. Because I was doing something that I've done my whole entire life, and I loved it. And I knew that every step I took as I was pushing to finish that 8-mile run was making me a better person every single step. And I couldn't wait to do it again. And that is why I exercise. And that is why I do this. And that's why I take these supplements and try to put out positive energy. But I need to take my supplements, eat healthy, and do the things that I do to shore up my resources so I can do this day after day after day and get to where I want to be. And I can't be depressed. I can't. I have to help. And I have to bring my friends along. That is the live stream for today. I'm going to put out 1 or 2 videos today. Please, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to be here every Tuesday, 2 o'clock every day. And then on Friday, I'm going to do a 10 p.m. one. And on Sunday, I'm going to go 7:30. All right. Thank you so much for checking out the live stream. I love you. Take care and peace.